Hey guys, so Dan and I recently had an experience in BROJO where we saw a couple of people come into the group and basically with ulterior motives. Rather than wanting to do self-development, improve their lives, be part of a great community, they came in wanting to take. And the pattern was incredibly, strikingly consistent. They'd come in pretending to be a member, pretending to want to be part of the group, pretending to want to learn. They'd even say hello warmly, and then they'd immediately start connecting with everyone they possibly could, friending everyone in the group, which we love to see. And then at some point, they would suddenly switch gears. They'd go into a kind of raiding mode where they would begin contacting everyone individually, soliciting them, perhaps for one-to-one coaching, perhaps to sell something. We've had multi-level marketers try to get into the group and sell products before. Some of them will try to sell one-to-one coaching or get people involved in another group. And they'll even begin posting things in the hope that they'll get through and get them some attention. They know they're going to get banned, and they know that they're going to be barred from the group, and they know that they're going to get no love, but they're in bandit mode. And I think of this as the bandit pattern. Now, the reason I bring this up is that there are a lot of very interesting things about the bandit pattern. I've seen this pattern before in other businesses that I've run. I've also seen it in other parts of my life. And I think there's a lot to be learned here. All of us are impacted by understanding this kind of psychology and how this kind of person operates, both for protecting ourselves and the ones we love, but also particularly for those of you who run your own businesses, for protecting your business from potentially being raided. So we've got a couple of bandits, I'm going to call them bandits, that we have seen in the BROJO community very recently. I've also seen bandits in many other areas. In previous businesses I've run, I remember very, very clearly, as soon as we had posted our first major profit, somehow we ended up on the radar of a couple of bandits. And essentially these were law firms who would just send out nuisance lawsuits. Now, the first one of these I got in the mail, I kind of panicked and I started writing a long, lengthy response. No, we're not violating any patents of any software that we have on our disk, as we were a software publisher at the time. And then I got another lawsuit. I'm like, what's going on? And then a third, and then a fourth. And I was like, wait a minute. There's something going on here. There's a dynamic where the moment people smell gold, some people will start trying to raid it. If you have a very nice car or a nice house, people are more likely to break in because they assume that there are going to be nice things inside they can cart away. And this is a common pattern. In my business, it had hit about $8 million a year and had suddenly gotten onto some new published lists regarding successful businesses. And clearly, that attracted the interest of some bandits. You could also call them sharks or wolves, depending on your paradigm. But that pattern is very real. Someone smells food, they are very hungry, they're needy, they have no morals or values regarding respect or regarding self-responsibility, no pride in creating something of their own. They are totally happy to walk in and take things from you. Now, if you're a business owner, this is very important to understand, is that success is great, but success comes with a cost. You are going to attract people who are going to try to milk that success. That may even include employees who try to sue you. That may even include business partners or even clients or suppliers who try to sue you. It'll certainly probably include some nuisance lawsuits. I'm kind of laughing here because I remember so many circumstances where I've seen this happen. And you can see this kind of mentality in other areas of society as well. Certain pickup artists, for example, have this kind of bandit mentality. I'm needy for sex, I'm needy for validation, I want attention, therefore how can I take that from people in the most direct way possible? I don't care how much I manipulate, I don't care how much I lie, I don't care how much I cheat. I want, and therefore I deserve. Entitlement may be a component of this psychology. I haven't yet figured out how strong that is. I would say, as far as I can tell, neediness is a much, much more intense aspect. Now, the reason I bring this all up is that I want you to look around you in your world. Identify people who have this kind of psychology. It may even be somebody who you think you know and trust very, very well. There is actually a business partner that I had in my first business who helped build the company quite successfully, was very strongly involved, but never had the principles and morals that myself and our third partner had. And at some point, a switch flipped and he went dark side. It was very interesting to see. He started pulling money out of the account, got himself into really hot water, broke a lot of laws. We ended up actually having to excise him forcibly from the company, pay him out, and just get him out of the company. In the end, I think it worked out well, better for him, sadly. But you have to be careful. These kinds of people exist. And simply recognizing that when someone's in a needy state, whether it's emotionally needy for validation or whether it's physically needy, a hungry dog does not behave like a regular dog. A hungry wolf does not behave like a well-fed wolf. It has a very, very different set of emotional motivations. So the caution that I would state here is to be aware of neediness as a threat. This is something that I've heard commonly told to women to avoid rape situations, is to watch out for guys who are loners, who have very little social connection, who they never see girls around them, who have this intense sense of neediness or desperation about them. These are the guys that you are most at risk around. They may snap, they may lose it. Their emotional drivers are so intense that it will override any logical, rational thought, even to the point of doing something absolutely terrible. So there's a lot to learn in life everywhere we look. I think that for most of us, we rarely encounter this kind of person. Our society's built a structure where we end up jailing a lot of these people at some point and end up, in essence, protecting ourselves from them. But they definitely do exist everywhere, from sexual predators to lawyers, unscrupulous lawyers, to you see a lot of groups run perhaps class action lawsuits. You're going to encounter these, and the more successful you become in life, the better you become as a person, the stronger, the more masculine, the more socially confident, the more successful your business is, the hotter your girlfriend is. It's sad to say, but the more you're going to attract the attention of people with this kind of bandit psychology. When you're the hot chick, you get all the attention. So simply be aware that this is a real thing. It's something that you are likely to face at some point in your life adventure. And it's something I want you to simply be able to recognize it for what it is when it comes your way. Stay safe out there.